What's up, family? Welcome back to another video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you get some value from this video always. But the Indiana Fever beat the Chicago Sky as of yesterday. They embarrassed them. The final score was 79-52, as you guys can see on the screen, which was Saturday. Even that didn't really capture, or fully capture, I should say, how lopsided this matchup really was. From the opening tip, the Fever came out like they had something to prove, which I feel like they did in a way, in regards of obviously playing without Caitlin Clark on the floor. And this was a statement win, not just a box checked on the calendar. You had Kelsey Mitchell; she was locked in and dropping 17 points on efficient shooting. Her pace, shot selection, and leadership set the tone early. You had Aari McDonald, who has started to carve out her own reputation as a spark plug off the bench. She was electric. She shot 50% from the field, went 3 of 6 from deep, and racked up 12 points along with a couple steals. Even in limited minutes, McDonald looked like a floor general with energy. So look, man, she seemed to be doing pretty well, I should say. Aari McDonald, she had 12 points. She had 3 steals. She's a steal fanatic, man, when it comes to defense. I'll tell you that. She's a defensive threat to the T. But I want to let you guys know, because I know over there in Fever Land, as I would like to call it, the Indiana Fever fans and so forth. And obviously, I support the Fever. I love Caitlin Clark and her gameplay. But I know a lot of people have been talking about they should keep Aari McDonald. This is her second game with the Indiana Fever. As we know, she's playing as a replacement player, because we have like 3 players injured on the Indiana Fever, but they can't keep her. As much as you want her to stay with the Indiana Fever, they can't keep her. And they'll have to cut somebody to keep her. So, look, she had a couple steals, even in with limited minutes. McDonald looked like a floor general. Lexie Hull crossed the personal milestone by reaching 500 career points, which I'll show you guys the clip in a minute. And she added 9 solid ones in this game, showing off her consistency and composure under pressure. So let's check out Lexie Hull when it comes to her surpassing her 500 career points.
Van Lith can't get the lay
So
in.
you guys can see,
running ahead, nearly loses the dribble.
right there, he gets the ball, and then
curling, stepping, 1-2, tough take, and picks up the foul.
So, look, man, she's doing her thing. She's looking great as always. She also had a 3, you know, that corner 3 that don't miss. She reminds me of a Ray Allen in a way. Like, you know how Ray Allen used to shoot in the corner, you know, always could count on him with the Boston Celtics. That's basically what it was like. You know, always a corner 3, like Caitlin Clark there supporting her. You know, that's phenomenal. So, earlier Boston, she battled through foul trouble, but still managed 11 points on 57%. Where's she at? Where's she at? Oh, there she go. There you go. She shot 50%, 57%. What else I wanted to cover? It's clear she's still missing that pick and roll chemistry with Caitlin Clark, but she continues to be a low post threat with a high IQ. Head coach, shout out to the head coach of the Indiana Fever. Let's look him up. He done a phenomenal job, because we know Stephanie White wasn't coaching this game. He done a phenomenal job, man. He's acting as the head coach. This is the child of the assistant coach that everyone was having sparking chemistry about, in an uproar, I should say. Everybody was in an uproar because Caitlin Clark was holding the baby, or the toddler, we should say.
It's special, you know.
But look,
we got a great
they
group.
got a special group.
You know,
this was the
so
first
being in that locker
official
room
win,
right there at the
acting
end,
as head coach.
it means
you
a
can
lot.
tell
It's
he's
something
in good
I'll never
spirits, good
forget.
energy.
You know,
He
first
loves
win. They did a hell
the
of a
group
job.
he's working
you know,
with.
for 40 minutes of,
And
executing the game plan. And I thought, when we had lulls, the communication out there was really good. They picked each other up when it was needed. And so, great win for us.
But there you have it, right? So Austin Kelly, I have to believe he did a phenomenal job. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And his rotations made sense. I want to say I got to give credit to him with that. And he maintained the pace and substitution patterns, helped keeping Indiana aggressive throughout. And it was smart basketball from the sideline, which made the Fever look even more dangerous, if you ask me, in my opinion. But on the other hand, the Chicago Sky, they were absolutely lost. I want you guys to see how Angel Reese, for all the Angel Reese fan fanatics, how she went into the game. You know what I'm saying? She looked like an Eskimo. You know, some people were saying, nah, I'm out of here. That's how embarrassed they felt within this game. And look at it, man. She looking like an Eskimo in these streets, man. You got the black leather. And then I believe this was in Chicago. So I know Chicago was hot as hell yesterday, like 90 degrees, I think it was out there. And she got on these high leather. Now, I know darn well if you walking in these high leather heels, you know them Jones is sticking to your legs like glue traps. Let's just be real. She looking like a whole Eskimo in the summertime. But I digress. That's not what's important. But look, she dropped 4 points, as you can see in the comment. And she lost. She has more rebounds per game than points per game. And she has the same amount of rebounds per game that Caitlin Clark has assists per game. Now go look it up. Fact check me, but I did my due diligence, family. I think I'm right on this one. I believe I'm right. Matter of fact, I know I'm right. Look. So their offensive sets when it came to the Chicago Sky were broken. Their energy inconsistent. Their roster construction continues to be a glaring problem. Angel Reese, she may show 12 rebounds, but her offensive game remains raw. Like I said, she only scored 4 points, only 28.6% shooting. Her go-to move, a stiff spin into a wild layup attempt, just isn't cutting it at the pro level at this point, man. We might as well just say and come to the conclusion of that. Development takes time, I get it. But she is not ready to be a primary scorer option. I'm gonna just put that out there right now. I'm gonna cut through all the bluff and all the bloat. And Chicago's issue, it goes beyond any one player because the injury to Courtney Vandersloot right here is definitely is hurting them, I feel. You know, she went down what would look like a serious non-contact knee injury. Could be devastating. She's not just a scorer. She's the team glue, in my opinion. So losing her means losing on-court leadership. And with already struggling roster they have already, that could spiral fast. So combine that with the absence of, I believe they should have kept Kennedy Carter, because she was let go in the offseason. But with the absence of her, the Sky has a giant offensive hole, if you ask me. They're in the hole, and Carter may have been controversial off the court, but she gave them scoring power they sorely lack right now. Like that roster move has backfired. And what's worse is the visible disconnect on the court because the Sky looked like 5 strangers on the floor. No ball movement, no defensive rotation, no urgency. I mean, look at the girl. Look, I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you the clip of her right here. Look at her traveling. Like, darn well once you do that pivot, let's rewind this shit, man. So she does the hop, right? Now you ain't supposed to move after that. You stuck in the low post. You better do a little shimmy and try to throw that thing up, hopefully, or just pass it out, bro. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show you another clip of Angel Reese. I got another clip of Angel Reese because Angel Reese was wild in this game. I gotta scroll up. Wait. Here we go. This Angel Reese right here. What the heck type of layup is that? Y'all seen that? Look how she got the ball. Leah Boston right there, hand straight up. And she just threw that joint like, what we doing? What we doing? She tweaking. So anyway, that's the idea that you get from the Chicago Sky that I'm talking about. With this whole disconnect and they just looking like strangers on the floor. They just winging it, right? No ball movement, no defensive rotation, no urgency. One player in particular seems to believe she's the franchise star when she plays more like a backup, Angel Reese. And that type of ego clogs chemistries and throws off flow. Meanwhile, Kaden Clark was visibly unbothered. She was out here chilling. She was getting signatures and stuff, doing her thing. And she was at the United Center. And look, man, she didn't have to be the hero that night on Saturday. And it showed. She spent most of the game on the bench, relaxed. Um, Even cheering on her teammates, being very supportive. I'll show you that. With the Chicago Sky. She was amped up. You could tell she wants to get on the court. You could tell that. Let me see if I can show y'all. See, she was feeling it, you know what I'm saying? The energy. That's Eskimo lady right there again. I think she's so caught up in fashion. I don't really think she care about basketball. I'm gonna keep saying that. I think she's just caught up in the popularity and being the high of being a public figure, but at the end of the day, can't back up the reason why to justify why she's a public figure in the first place, which is basketball. But she tends to rear away from that, as you can see. But yeah, man. Look, thought they had a chance. To, somebody said that Saturday night, and let me see if I could see. I did see her. Was amped up with her team. Let me see if I could find it. Let me see. I don't think I could find it. That's her signing signature. You know. Let me see. So you guys get the gist of it. I'm just showing you guys the overall sentiment, the energy of the game in a way, through these little clips. With the whole Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever game. Let me go on to Indiana Fever's Twitter. Show you something real quick. Let me see if there's anything else I want to show you guys. This was them. They were hype about the win with their, their acting head coach at the time. He did a phenomenal job, like I said. And then, yeah, that was it, man. That was Kaden Clark signing signatures. Yeah, man, you guys get the gist. You guys get the drift. Y'all get the gist. I'm not gonna keep ranting about that, but look, she spent most of her time on the bench, Kaden Clark, as we know, with her injury and so forth. But look, that's how dominant Indiana was. Even with Clark in cruise control chilling on the bench. The Fever destroyed Chicago, and let's not forget the business angle of it. This game was sold out, yes. Even tickets dropped to as low as $3 before tip-off, but the point is seats were filled. That's Clark impact. That's what the WNBA needs. Buzz, injury, energy, and real interest. But if the actual product on the floor doesn't live up to the hype, that attention won't last, as you guys can see with Angel Reese. We had Aari McDonald. She had her points in the game, 6, 7 points, 2 steals, 2 for 2 on 3-point. Lexie Mitchell, the first quarter, she had 8 points. This was at halftime with Aari McDonald. Kelsey Mitchell in the first quarter, 8 points, 3 for 3 field goal, 2 for 2 free throws. I showed you Lexie Hull. So yeah, man, that was it. That was it with all that. And then this was Kelsey Mitchell firing it up, as you guys will see in this clip. So Kelsey Mitchell doing her thing, going to the hoop, beautifully, doing that easy 2 layup. She got that fire. She's a burst of fire, especially when it comes to crossing over and basically driving aggressively to the basket. But look, the league is at a crossroads. Do they keep focusing on social media visibility and marketable personalities, or do they build around team structure, skill development, and real basketball IQ? And you can't rely on hype if the fundamentals are falling apart. So it was a great night for Indiana, but more importantly, it exposed the widening gap between developing programs and chaotic ones. The Fever looked organized, coached, and ready to evolve. The Sky, they need answers fast. And if Angel Reese wants to live up to the hype, she'll need more than just rebounding numbers and looking like an Eskimo. She'll need footwork, touch, vision, and more structure in her game, it looked like, 'cause she's lost out there. But right now, she don't got it. And people are starting to notice. And I just want to say it wasn't just a game. It was a warning to Chicago, to the league, to any player who thinks media shine equals basketball greatness. And that's where I'm getting at with it. Because when the lights come on and the scoreboard tells the truth, only one thing matters is who can actually hoop, right? Your work will be exposed, what you do when the lights are out and the fans are dismissed, because when it's time to get on that black top, or that floor, that wood grain is going to show. So with no further ado, family, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Spread that peace, love, and positivity. Let the love supersede the hate. Catch you in the next one. Peace.